Hey guys, just sitting here working on Star Wars Battlefront, doing Tatooine Master Battle on Master difficulty. It took me about 2 or 3 hours just to get this one, and in my opinion, this is probably the hardest one. Now you saw there I'm going with the E11, which in my opinion is the best damage for a gun that you would need, because you don't want anything slow like the T21B or the T21. And I went with Escapists because the jetpack is good for getting around the map. It's got the shield, it's got the grenades. Now, the secret to the Tatooine Battle I found out, because there's really no good spot to hide throughout the whole game, unlike some of the other ones where you can kind of hide down certain hallways and ambush them, or other ones where there's rooms that you can maybe hide and wait for them to come in. This one, there just isn't a good spot. Even out here where they got all these things to hide behind, by the end when you got those stormtroopers that float up in the air, they can shoot you behind cover, and it's quite obnoxious. So, in my opinion, the best strategy for completing Tatooine on Master difficulty is the power-ups. You'll see here that I pretty much am trying to circle around the map and leading them to places where I could use good power-ups. You'll also be picking up a lot of the charges, because you'll be going through shields quite a bit. And it's usually good to pop a shield to grab a bunch of little icons in the ground, because there are times when I'm killing a bunch of guys and I can't go pick up the icons because there's just too many of them there and they'll kill me. Anyway, for a while it's really not that important. You really don't need the power-ups until the shock troopers get up. Those are the ones that are gonna screw you over the most. Right now I'm just kind of pegging them off as I can, and it seems like the shock troopers come out after you got about 30 points, and that's when you really got to start working on getting these power-ups. Now the blast cannon is probably the best one for this map. At first I was trying to get orbital strikes, but they're so finicky and they're hard to position and they might not kill everybody. So what you will see me do here later towards the end of the video is leading him in a nice path that I can pretty much set up my blaster cannon and knock a crap ton of them down, and then go pick up the icons. Now, it's a little tough. It might take you a few tries to figure out how to path them into a good line for the blaster, but that's definitely the bread and butter of finishing this up, getting this one done. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break from commentary, let the video play out a little more. I'll get back when I'm working on the blaster cannon. Well, I didn't realize the blaster cannon part was coming up so quickly, but this is the first part where I do it, and then towards the end is when I really soak up a lot of points. But pretty much I tried to get them to the point where they're going to line up down this little path here and just shoot them like crazy. And you see I got some shock troopers down there. That's what you really want. You gotta be careful, mind the sides. You can obviously see this guy's coming up on my right here that they might have screwed me over if they gotten a little closer.
Very impressive. Keep it up.
I'm gonna do this once again here towards the end of the video. It's gonna be ultimately what wraps up this clip, is this same exact thing. Actually, the same exact blaster in the same exact location as far as I remember. That grenade could have screwed me over. I got kind of lucky there. Now, really, it's unnecessary for these rocket guys to be in this. It doesn't make any sense, but those are usually the ones that have been screwing me over. And another reason why shield's important.
Very impressive.
Now, granted, you could get unlucky. Might not get the blaster cannon. You might have to keep going until you get the blaster cannon, or you can just keep running the map in circles, picking up these power-ups. A good thing I found for the shield is not so much to sit in it, but when they're running behind you, you place it down and then run past it so they can't shoot you as you're running away. Once you get shock troopers out, that shield just doesn't last very long. There's no reason to sit in it. And then there's some of these that are just useless, like the proximity mine. You find a proximity mine, you might as well just place it and run away. I mean, almost impossible. I guess if you're fortunate enough to be able to set it up, you could set it in front of your blast cannon, help do a little extra damage, but For the most part, I just set them down. And death. Really, the death was unnecessary. I'm not entirely sure why I tried hitting that shock trooper with a rocket, but, you know, whatever. You can die once. The shock troopers are annoying, but those floating guys are probably the biggest pain in the ass out of all of them. Those are the ones that really screw you over on this map. I'm not really sure if I got lucky and didn't get these guys toward the end when I'm on my blast cannon, but it's also a little hard for them to hit me from where I was. And keep in mind, this took me about 3 or 4 hours of doing this over and over and over to get this going destroyed. I really hadn't even figured it out for a long time. For the most part, I kept trying to find good camp spots, which really was just wasn't a good idea on this map. You pretty much isn't a good spot to camp. Someone was talking about hanging out on the ship or hanging out on top of the tents, but I didn't find those spots to be good. And even if I found a good spot to peg them off from far away, usually I couldn't either make it to the icons on the ground in time, or I just didn't have a good shot because, yeah, they're just exceptionally better at shooting than I am. Another thing that might help some people, which it's really kind of personal preference, but I find it easier to do survivals in third person as I have better environmental awareness. I can see what's going on around me a lot better. First person, I do have better accuracy, but environmental awareness is way more important in this mode. That's the other good thing about the blaster cannon. It's got the shield in the front, so you're pretty safe from a lot of things.
Excellent run.
As you can see, those guys didn't even knock my shield down at all. Even if I got hit with a missile, I still think I'd have a large part of my blaster cannon shield. Now, obviously, when you're going after those things, you're going to want to save your shields for those. Which is why it's also a good reason to grab those charges so you don't be running out. It'd been just my luck that that missile would have gone off and killed me at the end. Anyway, that wraps it up. That's pretty much how I accomplished it. I did it again shortly after the same exact way, and it worked. So, hopefully this helps someone out. Hopefully someone can get this annoying trophy out of the way, and I will see you guys again.